Hello, everybody. Welcome to another backtesting session. And again, this is Paul McMillan II. And it's May 8th, 2022. This is on a Sunday. I want to do a backtesting session on a trade that I got into this past Friday. So this was a couple of days ago. I got in on a huge sell in NAS100. And before I get started showing you my process, I actually got in on this huge sell here. So actually, let me activate my risk to reward tool so you guys can kind of see it. So I pretty much got into this sell here, okay? So I want to show you guys how I started that process. So let me do this here. So I kind of actually started at this point. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase everything that I've drawn up. And I'm going to show you how I marked up my chart and how I got to that point. So the very first thing that I typically do is I typically like to mark up market structure from the 15-minute to the 4-hour time frame, okay? So what I'm going to do is pause this recording and go all the way back in price until price action pretty much stops. Be right back. Okay, so this is as far as price will go back. So I'm going to put a vertical line here, okay? So basically I marked up my horizontal lines and zones based off of imbalances, institutional imbalances in the market. So that's what I basically did. So I'm going to mark these up very quickly. All right. And so then after that, I basically drew my zones under these horizontal lines. Okay. So this is going to be yellow. Right. So then that's what I basically did. So then I moved over to the 30-minute time frame. Go all the way back to where I previously go back exactly to where I previously marked up market structure on the 30-minute time frame. So as we can see that right here. This is as far back as we went. So in this situation, then I will put a vertical line here. Then I will mark on my market structure again. So I would do one here. Make this green since this is the 30-minute. Draw a zone here. Change this to green. Do the same thing down here. So yeah, right down there. Possibly another one, maybe even down here. Draw my market structure for this. Matter of fact, let me that. probably would do this. Yeah, that's more appropriate. No one down here. Just kind of even it out. And then mark up more of it. And then do it like that. And so then at this point, I move on to the 1 hour. This will do the same thing. And then red there. And of course, this is where current price is at. So then I will move to the 4 hour. And this is what I would have marked up. And probably at this point, I probably would just move the zone down to here. And then once I've marked everything up, I will go back to the 15-minute and then figure out exactly, you know, how I'm going to get on my sniper entry. I probably will move this up just a little bit more down to here. Maybe just a tad bit more. And so then the very next thing that I would do is I would figure out exactly what the trend is at this point. And of course, at this point, price was actually in a ranging trend, so it's consolidating. So then that's when I would basically turn on my higher high to lower low strategy indicator, figure out exactly where price is at. And that would help me to determine when the next breakout was going to be. So then basically I did that, figure out my X factor lines, figure out basically when I'm going to buy and sell depending on the breakout. And that's what I did. So I basically did that, located the imbalances in the market, set my take profit zones, all of that. So then what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to actually go all the way back to where I drew everything. And then I'm going to show you guys exactly what price did and how I won this trade. So let me pause this recording and do that real quick here. All right, so now we're back to the beginning to where you see clearly how I marked everything up. So you can see that I marked up all my take profit zones based off of the imbalances in the market. You see how I turned on my Delorean EMA indicator. So you can see that some of my take profits match with the imbalances that price created here. So long story short, I placed my risk to reward tools for the buy and sell, and then basically set my alarms and just wait for price to do what it do. But I had a sneaky suspicion that price was going to sell for a lot of reasons. Number one, when I turn on my order block indicator at that point, and I turn on the order block finder, there were red bars here that indicated that there was an order block here for a sell, which is why price kept on selling and selling and selling. So I said, more likely price is probably going to sell, but we'll see. So that was the first reason why I thought price was going to sell. And then another reason too is, even though they filled in all this imbalance here, they probably still had to pretty much sell off some previous orders. So they decided to bring price all the way down to make it oversold, and then decide to buy, and then probably decide to buy it back up. So what I'm going to actually do now is I'm going to actually show you guys exactly how I got into the market and how I profited. And I'm going to also show you guys a snapshot of my profit as well. So give me a second here. Let me find that. Here it is, right here. All right. So first things first, price started to sell down and push past almost this breaking point. Now, I didn't jump into the trade yet because I wanted to make sure that it was a confirmed breakout. So I waited for the next candle. So price started bouncing up and going back. And so I definitely didn't get into the trade because I said, well, what if price is actually trying to, you know, push up, maybe possibly buy up? You don't know. But I also reasoned that price probably might pull back a little bit halfway and then drop down. So it wasn't a confirmed breakout for me. And then price pushed up again. The next thing you know, when price pushed down to this point here, that's when I went ahead and jumped in. And by the time I really got, well, I kind of jumped in down here. So by the time the price pushed in, it already smashed my take profit. And I believe probably down to this point, I made my profit. Closed my first partial trade, let it ride, and then secured my stop loss. And then it took me out of the trade with my second profit here. And price was still pushing down. But price kept on going and smashed my second take profit. And ultimately, it hit this zone down here. Well, almost hit this zone. I believe, yeah, it almost hit this zone. Not quite. I could have pushed the zone up to here and it would have hit it, but it didn't, but still. But if I'm not mistaken, I think price pulled back and went down. No, it didn't. It started to go up. So I was already out of this trade. So we won that trade. But ultimately, price pushed back up again eventually and actually pulled back. And then I believe it brought up, it actually went down a little bit further. That's how we won this trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play a full replay of it. And then that'll be it for this back testing session. So let's see what happens. Not in the trade yet. Price pulls back a little bit. Now I'm in there. In my first take profit to my profits. In my second take profit, trade was done right there. So then you can honestly say that TP1 smashed. Here. And then, let's see how many pictures that here. So maybe about 400 pips. Down here, and when it got down to here, second take profit was smashed. It really was even more than that, but I'll just say here. TP2, 1700 plus pips. Right there. So we definitely won this trade. And I could have let my partial trading go all the way down to this point. I probably would have made even more money, but I decided to lock in, trailer with a stop loss just to be safe. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the profit that I made from this. I'll share my phone screen here. Well, it's not allowing me to share my phone screen. Give me a second, let me pause this recording. All right, so as you can see, I caught most of this candle here when NAS100 sold. And so when I closed my first partial trade, I profited $64 off of that. And this was actually after when it hit my first take profit. And so then price kept on pushing down. And by the time I profited my second profit off my second partial trade, which was $73, price was at this point almost about to hit my TP2. And then it hit my TP2. So we actually did a very good trade on that and got in at a very good sniper entry. Very, very, very good sniper entry. So now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and share my main screen, and then we'll wrap it up. All right. So that's it for this backtesting session. And I will see you in the next backtesting session. You guys take care.